Taylor Swift's love life has been one of the most discussed aspects of her career, not because she hides it, but because she transforms emotion into art. Over the years, her relationships have shaped not only headlines, but entire eras of her music. Today, we're walking through a chronological timeline of Taylor Swift's most well-known relationships. Like and subscribe to StarZyne and follow for more updates on celebrity news. Taylor Swift's first widely publicized relationship began in mid-2008 with Joe Jonas. At the time, Taylor was just 18 years old, while Joe was 19, placing them at very similar life stages as young stars navigating sudden fame. They met while Taylor was touring with the Jonas Brothers, and fans quickly noticed their chemistry both on and off stage. Their relationship unfolded in the public eye, with appearances at award shows and concerts fueling fan excitement. However, the romance was short-lived. In October 2008, the relationship ended abruptly. Reports later suggested that the breakup occurred during a very brief phone call, a detail that became widely discussed in the media.
That guy?
There's one that's about that guy, but that guy's not in my life anymore, unfortunately.
For Taylor, this breakup marked one of her first experiences with public heartbreak. Rather than retreating, Taylor processed the experience through music. This period helped establish her reputation as a songwriter who turns personal pain into relatable storytelling, something that would define her career moving forward. In early 2009, Taylor briefly dated actor Lucas Till, whom she met while filming Hannah Montana the movie. Both were 19 years old at the time, making this one of her most age-balanced relationships. Unlike her previous romance, this relationship was quiet and low-key. It lasted only about a month and was later described by both parties as more of a friendship than a deep romantic connection. Despite its short duration, the relationship reflects a period when Taylor was experimenting with normalcy, trying to date outside the intense spotlight, while her fame continued to grow. The breakup ended amicably and without controversy, making it one of the least dramatic chapters in her dating history. Later in 2009, Taylor entered what fans affectionately called Taylor Squared with actor Taylor Lautner. Taylor was 19 while Lautner was 17, making her about 2 years older. They met while filming Valentine's Day, and their relationship quickly became a fan favorite. They attended events together, appeared on red carpets, and were frequently photographed by paparazzi. However, their busy schedules and career demands made the relationship difficult to maintain. By the end of fall 2009, the romance quietly ended. Despite the breakup, this relationship remains one of Taylor's most positively remembered early romances, often described as sweet, respectful, and drama-free. In late 2009, Taylor became romantically linked to musician John Mayer. At the time, Taylor was 19 turning 20, while John Mayer was 32, creating a significant 12 to 13-year age gap. Their connection began through music collaboration and evolved into a romantic relationship. However, the age difference and power imbalance drew concern from fans and media alike. The relationship ended in February 2010, and the emotional impact was later reflected in Taylor's songwriting. This era sparked broader conversations about vulnerability, maturity, and emotional imbalance in relationships, particularly involving young women in the public eye. One of Taylor Swift's most analyzed relationships began in October 2010 with actor Jake Gyllenhaal. Taylor was 20 while Jake was 29, creating a 9-year age difference. The relationship played out publicly, with paparazzi capturing moments that fans would later dissect in detail. Despite the attention, the relationship ended quietly by January 2011. The emotional aftermath of this relationship became deeply embedded in pop culture, later inspiring some of Taylor's most critically acclaimed music. This chapter solidified her ability to turn personal experiences into universally resonant art. In the summer of 2012, Taylor dated Connor Kennedy, a member of the Kennedy family. Taylor was 22 years old, while Connor had just turned 18, making Taylor 4 years older. Their relationship attracted intense media attention, particularly due to the Kennedy family's legacy. During this time, Taylor spent significant time in Massachusetts and was frequently photographed with Connor. In 2012, Taylor purchased a $4.9 million home in Hyannisport, Massachusetts. Multiple reputable outlets confirmed that the property was located near the Kennedy family compound. While Taylor never publicly stated her exact reasons, the timing and location strongly suggested that the purchase was intended to allow her to spend more time close to Connor during their relationship. Despite visible affection and shared time together, the relationship ended by October 2012. Factors such as age differences, life stages, and intense public scrutiny were widely cited as contributing reasons. Taylor Swift and Harry Styles' relationship marked one of the most high-profile moments in her romantic history. Both were young global stars at the peak of intense media attention. Their relationship was short, but it captured public imagination in a way few others had before. They were often seen together at award shows, on dates in New York, and famously during a vacation in the British Virgin Islands. However, the pressure of fame, distance, and constant public scrutiny quickly became overwhelming. The relationship reportedly struggled with communication and commitment issues. After their breakup, Taylor released 1989, an album that many fans believe was heavily inspired by this relationship. Songs like Style, Out of the Woods, and I Know Places reflect the emotional highs and lows of loving someone while living under constant surveillance. This chapter represents a turning point for Taylor. It was the moment where she began to reclaim her narrative, transforming public heartbreak into artistic reinvention. Taylor's relationship with DJ and producer Calvin Harris marked a clear shift into a more mature phase of her personal life. When they began dating in February 2015, Taylor was 25 years old, while Calvin was 31. At the time, this was her longest and most stable public relationship. Unlike earlier romances, this relationship appeared grounded and intentional. The couple frequently supported each other professionally, attending award shows together and sharing moments from their lives on social media. For the first time, Taylor seemed comfortable balancing fame with a relatively normal relationship rhythm. Musically, this era was significant. Taylor and Calvin collaborated behind the scenes, most notably on the song This Is What You Came For, which later became a point of public discussion after their breakup. Their relationship lasted over a year, which was notable given Taylor's past shorter romances. By May 2016, reports confirmed that the relationship had ended. While the breakup was initially described as amicable, later developments suggested creative and personal tensions. This chapter closed a period of stability and marked the beginning of a more turbulent public phase for Taylor. Soon after her breakup with Calvin Harris, Taylor was linked to actor Tom Hiddleston. Taylor was 26 and Tom was 35, resulting in a 9-year age difference. The relationship moved quickly and became highly visible almost immediately. From international vacations to public displays of affection, the romance dominated headlines. The speed and visibility of the relationship led to mixed reactions. Some fans enjoyed seeing Taylor openly happy, while others questioned whether the pace allowed for emotional grounding. Despite the excitement, the relationship lasted only a few months. By September 2016, the couple had separated. Many observers later described this relationship as a rebound phase, intense, emotional, but ultimately unsustainable under constant public scrutiny. This period also coincided with growing media pressure on Taylor, which would soon push her to retreat from public view entirely. Taylor's relationship with actor Joe Alwyn marked a dramatic change in how she approached love and fame. When they began dating in May 2017, Taylor was 27 and Joe was 26, placing them in nearly the same stage of life. Unlike previous relationships, this one was intentionally private. The couple avoided red carpets, limited public appearances, and rarely spoke about each other in interviews. This privacy allowed their relationship to grow away from external pressure. Over nearly 6 years, Joe became one of the most influential figures in Taylor's personal and creative life. He quietly contributed to several of her albums under a pseudonym, reinforcing their deep creative and emotional partnership. In April 2023, reports confirmed that the couple had ended their relationship. The breakup was described as calm and respectful, reflecting the maturity that defined their time together. This chapter remains Taylor's longest and most private relationship to date. In May 2023, shortly after her breakup with Joe Alwyn, Taylor was briefly linked to Matty Healy, frontman of the 1975. Both were 33 years old, making this one of her few relationships with no age difference. Their connection was informal and short-lived, lasting only a few weeks. However, it attracted intense attention due to their long-standing professional history and Matty's controversial public persona. Despite its brevity, the relationship sparked strong reactions from fans and media alike. By June 2023, the connection had ended, reinforcing that this was a transitional moment rather than a long-term commitment. Taylor Swift's relationship with NFL star Travis Kelce represents one of the most confident and grounded chapters of her personal life. Unlike many of her past relationships, this one unfolded with openness, mutual admiration, and a clear sense of balance between two people who are secure in who they are. Their connection became public in mid-2023 and quickly grew into something serious. Travis was open about his interest from the very beginning, expressing admiration without hesitation. Taylor, in turn, appeared comfortable stepping into a world different from her own, but equally demanding. She attended his football games regularly, interacted warmly with his family, and showed visible pride in supporting his career. As the relationship progressed, it became increasingly clear that this was not a casual romance. Both Taylor and Travis made intentional efforts to integrate into each other's lives, despite demanding schedules and constant global attention. Public appearances, interviews, and consistent gestures of support reflected a deep emotional bond rooted in mutual respect, trust, and shared values. During this phase, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce became engaged, marking a significant milestone in their journey together. The engagement signaled long-term commitment and emotional stability. For many fans, this moment symbolized Taylor entering a stage of life where love feels secure, celebrated, and aligned with her personal growth. Unlike earlier relationships shaped by secrecy, imbalance, or outside pressure, this partnership appears equal and supportive. Travis has shown confidence standing beside one of the most powerful women in entertainment, while Taylor has embraced a relationship where she does not need to shrink, hide, or explain her success.